welcome to our second annual holiday hangout for TripuraFoundation. So this time of year is usually very festive, and I'm seeing all kinds of people that I know making lists of what they're going to do for the holidays, how they're going to be celebrating, what type of gifts they're going to be getting for their loved ones, and I can't help but think of all the people who have nothing, especially in the United States, because we live in a country of such abundance, and we see beautiful cars and homes and amazing amounts of gifts that children receive for the holidays and on one end of the spectrum, and on the other we have 1 in 6 people who have hunger in their lives in this country, where it is 100% curable, and we have the resources to feed people. I'm here with 3 extraordinary guests, and we're going to hear about ways that TripuraFoundation is making a difference in people's lives this year through your wonderful donations, and exactly how the food is getting to people, and the real magic behind the ways we're feeding folks and the difference that the money Tripura is making in these 2 organizations. So first, I would like to invite Alice to come and talk to us about exactly how this works with TripuraFoundation and the relationships, partnerships that are being built with organizations in this country to help feed those in the most need.
What we wanted to share with you today was how Tripura is assisting and partnering with food banks here in America. So I'm out here in San Francisco, and what my job has been to do is to find the places that are distributing the most amount of food here in America to the most needy people. And I didn't realize how difficult it was to actually get the food to people. As Gina just shared, there's such an abundance here in America, and we don't realize that a lot of food is going bad, a lot of produce is not being used and not getting to people. And so what we wanted to support was and find out about was who are the people in America that are doing their best work to help to distribute the food. So here in San Francisco, I just want to share, it is, again, so difficult to believe that during the holidays there are still children that aren't being fed or aren't getting their breakfast and aren't getting a full meal. And Tripura they did extra donations this month to help contribute so that children here in all the schools could get breakfast. And so I'm happy to say that thousands more children are going to be actually eating in the mornings as we go through this holiday season. And so I'm so grateful for Tripura for giving me this opportunity to share and share all of our abundance.
Hester is from the North Illinois Food Bank, and welcome to the program. Thank you so much for joining us. So what has the funds that Tripura provided to the North Illinois Food Bank been able to give to you and make a difference for the organization?
Thank you for inviting us to participate in this Google Hangout. It's our first Hangout, so we're excited. So with the donation that we received for the holiday season, we were able to participate in a 700 celebration in Rockford in Winnebago County. Rockford is one of the areas of our 13 county service area that is very high need. 1 in 6 people hungry and 1 in 4 children. That area has suffered, very high unemployment over the last 5 or 6 years, and so there's a big need. We have many food pantries there, but sometimes they just can't meet that need, or they are in areas that is hard for people to get to if they don't have transportation. So what we did was we used the funding from Tripura. We did match it with another donation, and we were able to give out 1,500 boxes of food and about 10,000 pounds of apples, fresh apples.
Wow.
So the organization we worked with invited 700 families to come to a local school They also received toys and clothes, and then as they left, they received 2 boxes of food and a box of 10 pounds of apples. So it was a really exciting day. The families that I talked to were just so thankful and so grateful. I just got a couple of quotes from them about what it meant to them. A lot of the people I talked to were either unemployed or working part-time and just are not making enough to feed themselves and their families. The one person said about receiving the food, it makes me feel better about myself and changes a lot of things when you have food. Kids can think better and your self-esteem gets better. It's just one example of how we are helping those families thanks to your support. I think it impacts me by realizing that that could be me in that food line. You know, it could be any of us. You know, I'm fortunate to have a secure job and a secure house, but if things had gone differently in my life, I could be out on the street and needing food. So that's what I tend to, I tend to try and put myself in that position and think about how stressful that is, and especially if you have kids, how worrying that is to feel like you can't feed them.
That's what I invite people to do this holiday season, to really make a difference in your heart. Go in and feel that these people are our brothers and sisters. They do share our, when we're speaking specifically to hunger in America, we're helping those in our very own country, our very own backyard. And I'm really hoping that people do look in their hearts this year and think the way you do, Hester. So thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So next, I would like to introduce Andrew from Feeding America in West Michigan. Thank you for joining us, Andrew.
Yeah, thank you, Gina. This is a really cool opportunity. Thanks for giving us a chance to kind of brag about you and bring attention to the good things that you're doing in West Michigan.
Excellent. Yeah, well, we love that too. And we love to hear what you guys are doing, because you're the ones on the feet, or on the ground. You're the warriors out there bringing the food and making it happen. So can you tell us a little bit about what Tripura is helping your organization do?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, back in September, I got a call or an email, I can't remember which, but from Alice contacted me and basically said, hey, we like what you're doing and we want to give you $2,500 this month to do more of it. And so we were kind of astounded, and when we kind of picked ourselves off the floor, we decided, hey, a really great way we can apply this money directly is to our mobile food pantry program. And we like to describe this as a farmer's market on wheels. We take an old beverage distribution truck with doors on the side, and we drive it to typically a rural or an urban community where there is not a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables available. We stock this thing full of apples, cabbage, carrots, onions, a whole bunch of fresh product. And then we invite people from the community just to come and take the food that they need. And most people are able to come away with 3 to 4 days worth of food. And each truck serves over 100 families. So it really makes a huge difference. And so with the Tripura funding, we've identified several communities in our service area that really lack funding and hadn't been able to do these badly needed distributions, and so we identified them, and we, for the past few months, have been sending trucks into those communities. So I believe and we still have some ongoing this month, but I believe we've served about 2,500 people this way through your support. I think one of the most moving stories I heard was from a man I met at a mobile pantry in Grand Rapids, where we're based, and this guy, I could tell he was a little stressed out. He had 2 young kids with him, and as I got to talk, they were very hyperactive. They were running around while this man was waiting for the distribution, and he was trying to make sure they didn't run in the street and all this. And so I got to talking to him, and found out that these weren't his kids; these were his grandkids. And his son had recently been imprisoned, and he was left with these two grandkids, trying to do his best to take care of them. And unfortunately, he had a disability that prevented him from working, and so he was just this sweet, sincere guy who was doing his best for his grandkids, and but was just not able to make ends meet. And so it was such a moving experience to talk to this guy and to know that there are people out there who really want the best for their families, and so the food bank is able to step in and provide the food that can maybe help them get through the month. And so that really left a big impression on me, and that's a story that's being repeated all over our service area. Every time we do a distribution like this, there are hundreds of people like this guy who circumstances may be different, but essentially they're good, hardworking people that just need a little bit of help. And so that's where I feel like what we're doing is important. It's what I would hope someone would do for me if I was in the same situation. The communities we serve in West Michigan and the UP, it's a staggering number. I mean, 1 in 5 kids is at risk of hunger in our communities, and most people know West Michigan as almost like a kind of a resort area. I mean, there are beautiful beaches, there are vineyards all over the place. It's a beautiful area of the country that's been very blessed in a lot of ways, but at the same time there's such a level of need that really can go unnoticed. And so one of the things I like about what you guys are doing is you're doing interviews like this where you're trying to tell those stories and make people aware of the needs that are out there. And I think that's fantastic.
Thank you very much. Yeah, definitely one thing that Tripura prides itself on is really getting the message out there and creating awareness. We would definitely ask people to look in their hearts and really give what they can, because you guys are the heroes. You're the ones out there making this happen, and that's what's so important to TripuraFoundation, partnering with folks like yourselves who get the food out to people who couldn't get it in any other way. Thank you all so much for joining and making this holiday special for so many more people. And thank you all out there watching, because you are making a difference. Every dollar that you give to Tripura feeds at least 5 meals, sometimes more in different areas. And please do what you can this holiday season to give back to those in need. Compassion breeds compassion and love, and we know that that's what you're about. So thank you again. Happy Christmas.